Once upon a time, there was a little girl who wore a beautiful red cape. Since the girl used it very often, everyone called her Little Red Riding Hood. One day, Little Red Riding Hood's mother called her and said, "Grandma is not feeling very well. I baked some cookies and I want you to take them to her. But don't run, because if you run, the cookies will fall."
Of course he do, said Little Red Riding Hood, putting on her cape and filling her basket with freshly baked cookies.
Before leaving, her mother told her, "Listen to me very well. Stay on the road and never talk to strangers. If you talk to strangers, they can rob you."
"Ik know, Mom," said Little Red Riding Hood, and immediately left for Grandma's house.
To get to Grandma's house, Little Red Riding Hood had to cross a path through the thick forest. On the way, he met the wolf.
Hello, little girl. Where are you going on this wonderful day?
Little Red Riding Hood recalled that her mother had warned her to not talk to strangers, but the wolf looked very elegant. He was also very friendly and polite.
"I'm going to Grandma's house, Mr. Wolf," she, he, and him going to bring her these cookies to cheer her up a bit.
What a good girl you are! How far you have to go?
"Oh, I have to get the road. Granny lives there."
I wish you are be happy day, my girl.
The wolf went into the forest. He had a huge appetite, and he really wasn't to be trusted. So he ran to Grandma's house before Little Red Riding Hood could catch up with him. His plan was to eat at Grandma's, a Little Red Riding Hood, and all the fresh baked cookies. The wolf knocked on Grandma's door. When she saw him, the grandmother ran in terror, leaving her shawl behind. The wolf took the old woman's shawl, and they put on his glasses and his night hat. Quickly she climbed into Grand's bed, covering herself up to her nose with blankets. Soon he heard a knock on the door.
"Granny, it's me, Little Red Riding Hood."
Will you conceal trying to sound like Granny? And Wolf said,
My dear, come here. I bet I had to go to close the door because.
Little Red Riding Hood took her grandma's was very ill because she looked so pale and sounded terrible.
Granny, what big ears you have."
That teach you better.
Granny, what big ears you have."
That to hit you better.
Granny, what big teeth you have."
That
For it you better.
With these words, the evil wolf threw down his blanket and jumped out of the bed. Scared, Little Red Riding Hood ran to the door. Just at that moment, a woodcutter approached the door, which was ajar. Granny was hiding behind him. Seeing the woodcutter, the wolf jumped out the window and said,
If I don't run, he will catch me.
Granny and Little Red Riding Hood thanked the woodcutter for saving them from the evil wolf, and they all ate cookies with milk. That day, Little Red Riding Hood learning an important lesson. You should never talk to strangers.